It has been revealed footage, showing the indiscriminate shelling by Russian forces in Syria, resulting in the deaths of dozens of civilians. Recall, recently, Russia carried out a series of airstrikes in Syria as rebels advanced after seizing Aleppo, according to the UK-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights or SOHR. 12 people were killed in a strike on a hospital in Aleppo, while a strike inside the northwestern city of Idlib killed 8 civilians and wounded more than 50, SOHR said. Warplanes also struck rural parts of Idlib and Hama where the group leading the rebel offensive has recently taken control, it added. Russian strikes hit Aleppo for the first time since 2016 on Saturday as rebel fighters swept into Aleppo, Syria's second-largest city, the observer said. The Russian Air Force played a significant role in keeping President Bashar al-Assad in power during the peak of the civil war. Russia has not acknowledged any civilian deaths from its strikes since it intervened in Syria's war in 2015. More than 330,000 people have been killed in Syria since the conflict began in March 2011 with anti-government protests. At present, Russia's future in Syria may be a matter of debate, and analysts broadly agree that the loss of Syria will mean little to Russia in material terms. However, that the Kremlin wants to retain its strategic footprint across the Mediterranean and Africa, developed over the last decade, is widely acknowledged. However, that the Kremlin wants to retain its strategic footprint across the Mediterranean and Africa, developed over the last decade, is widely acknowledged. In the process, it established a key airfield at Kyiv and greatly expanded its Soviet-era naval base at Tartus, Russia's only warm-water port. Lebanon's caretaker prime minister began a tour of military positions in the country's south on Monday, almost a month after a ceasefire deal that ended the war between Israel and the Hezbollah group that battered Lebanon. Najib Mikati was on his first visit to the southern front lines, where Lebanese soldiers under the US-brokered deal are expected to gradually deploy, with Hezbollah militants and Israeli troops both expected to withdraw by the end of next month. Mikati's tour comes after the Lebanese government expressed its frustration over ongoing Israeli strikes and overflights in the country. "We have many tasks ahead of us, the most important being the enemy's withdrawal from all the lands it encroached on during its recent aggression," he said after meeting with Army Chief Joseph Aoun in a Lebanese military barracks in the southeastern town of Marjayoun. "Then the army can carry out its tasks in full." The Lebanese military for years has relied on financial aid to stay functional, primarily from the United States and other Western countries. Lebanon's cash-strapped government is hoping that the war's end and ceasefire deal will bring about more funding to increase the military's capacity to deploy in the south, where Hezbollah's armed units were notably present. Though they were not active combatants, the Lebanese military said that dozens of its soldiers were killed in Israeli strikes on their premises or patrolling convoys in the south. The Israeli army acknowledged some of these attacks.
قوم بجولة بالجنوب بحس بنفس الوقت بألم وأمل. الألم اللي بحسه على هالدماء اللي رويت هالأرض من جنود من الجيش ومن الشعب والمواطنين. بنفس الوقت الأمل فيكم، الأمل وقت أطلع بعينيكم وبعرف قديش المعنويات عالية وقديش إصراركم على البقاء على الدفاع عن هالأرض رغم كل المقدرات الموجودة. هلا حيكون عندنا اجتماع لاحقا مع اللجنة اللي عم تشرف على موضوع وقف إطلاق النار هي انسحاب العدو من كل الأراضي اللي توغل فيها خلال العدوان الماضي، العدوان الأشهر الماضية. ونحن ساعتها منفرجي شو عم بيقوم بالجيش بمهماته المطلوبة منه. الجيش ما في يوم تقاعس عن مهماته. الجيش وانتم ضباط وافراد عم تقوموا بمهماتكم كامله. هلا نحن امام امتحان صعب كثير، امتحان بدنا نفرجي انه الجيش حقيقه قادر على القيام بهذه المهمه، وانا على ثقه كامله بانه بيقوم بهالمهمه.